Welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. First of all, please like, share, and subscribe if you see fit. Shout out to bwllcnl. And if you want to support the channel in the ways that I've described before, whether that be making a donation or subscribing to the Big Words LLC Newsletter, that information is below in the description box. Well, everyone, I just wanted to come and make a short prediction video for the Illinois game. A little while ago, someone said this season went by really fast, and it has. It seems like not long ago we were all looking to see who the starting quarterback would be. Would it be Cade? Would it be JJ? And then once JJ got in there, which most of us in large part suspected, even though Buckeye Alex says that he would have gone with Cade, we were all looking to see how JJ was going to do and what JJ was going to do when he got in there, which he did. Was he going to blow the doors off? Were we going to have the greatest show on turf offense? There were numerous rumors and discussions in the offseason about how sick the Michigan offense was going to be this season. But interestingly, looking at the statistics, JJ has had a lot of Cade McNamara from the early last season type games. 10 for 15, 11 for 17, 150 yards, 160 yards, 140 yards, and in a very run heavy offense. Okay, so the MVP of our team is absolutely Blake Corum up to this point. Lots of throws to the tight ends. There have been lots of attempted deep shots down the field. Not many of those have connected, but there have been a lot of crossing routes and comeback routes. But I don't know if this is what any of us had expected when JJ got the nod, but this is where we are. We're undefeated. We are tied for first. We are tied for first in the Big Ten East. And as of now, we are in position to go back to the college football playoff, but there's a lot of football left to be played. Let me take a look. Let me pull up the conference standings. Then I will go through the prediction for Saturday's matchup with the Fighting Illini, which will be senior day for our team. And then I will quickly go through some of the Big Ten football statistics to compare Michigan's key stats to Illinois' key stats. But let's take a look at the standings first. So I'm going to enable this here. So these are the Big Ten standings right now. As you can see, Michigan is tied for first place with TTDS, that team down south. Both of us are 7-0 in the conference, and we're both undefeated overall. Both of us are undefeated on the road, and Penn State is a bit of a distant second place. I don't think they're in position to catch either of us at this time. If we go over to the Big Ten West, Illinois is tied. Wow, there's a four-way tie between Illinois, Iowa, and Purdue and Minnesota. Uh, a couple of weeks ago, it was thought that Illinois would run away with the Big Ten West title, and they would be and they were the undisputed favorite to meet up with the Big Ten East champion in Indianapolis. But now it's a four-way tie. So who knows who's going to win it at this point? Though, well, Illinois is tied overall with Minnesota, so that the Big Ten West is up for grabs. But in any case, the East champion, in all likelihood, is going to be us or our friends down south in Columbus, Ohio State. And there's even a rumor, or there's been speculation that two Big Ten teams might get in the college football playoff. But there's a lot of football left to be played in our conference, and there's a lot of football left to be played in the other conferences as well. So nothing is certain at this point. Right now, I'm going to pull up the prediction for Saturday's matchup at the Big House. It is a noon kickoff, and I'm going to leave this link below. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but I'm just going to share that Michigan is picked. I read a couple of these predictions. I think one had Michigan favored to win by 11 points. One had Michigan favored to win by 14 points. Uh, I didn't pick this article because it had the largest win total, but this is the last one that I picked. And Michigan, as of now, is picked to win this game by uh, 17 and a half points. So it's arguably a trap game. If they're looking ahead to Ohio State, they could get themselves in some trouble here. But I think with our coaching staff and the leadership we have on this team, I don't think they're going to do that. So I think Michigan, they, they've they've matched they've matched all of the predictions thus far. Thus far, so I don't see any reason why Michigan doesn't, with their style of play, with our physical offensive line, with Blake Corum's running. I don't see why they don't um, live up to this prediction or even surpass it. Now, whether or not the coaching staff keeps our starters in the game for an extended period of time, I hope they don't do that. I hope they're up by enough points to get those guys off the field and get them rested for next week. But I think Michigan um, fulfills this prediction. So let's take a look at the statistics, and then I'll wrap this up to see why I think Michigan will um, fulfill or live up to this prediction. So now I'm going to pull up the Big Ten stats. You guys know I like to go to that site sometimes to go over the statistics for our team and our opponents. And I think these statistics are pretty telling. So this is on these stats are compiled by the Big Ten. You guys can look this up yourself via a simple Google search. So I'm going to start with the team stats. I'm just going to focus on the team stats. So this is well, I'll start with scoring. So Michigan and Ohio State are leading the Big Ten in scoring, and on the offensive side of the ball, scoring. And actually, this might also, yeah, this is probably just the offensive side of the ball, and it's probably not tracking or capturing uh, pick sixes and fumble returns. So Michigan and Ohio State are leading over there. Michigan is leading the Big Ten in scoring defense. Okay, Ohio State's down there at number 5, Buckeye fan. Illinois is number 2, so Illinois plays pretty good defense themselves. I'm not going to read over all those numbers. You guys can pull this up and read over those yourself, and I might leave those in the description box below. In terms of totals, in terms of total offense, Ohio State leads the Big Ten in total offense, followed by us. Um, just quickly, Ohio State has scored 61 touchdowns. Michigan has scored 47. Ohio State has generated 5,019 total yards. Michigan has generated 4,603. Illinois, since this is our opponent this week, Illinois has generated 4,021 yards. So we are highly likely to outgain Illinois on offense this week. On defense, Michigan and Illinois are 1-2 in defense. Michigan has allowed 11 touchdowns. Illinois has allowed 13. Michigan has allowed 2,328 yards. Illinois has allowed 2,469 yards. In terms of rushing, surprise, surprise, Michigan leads the Big Ten in rushing. Michigan has scored 31 rushing touchdowns. I think Blake Corum can take the credit for most of those. Michigan has generated 2,514 yards on the ground. Illinois is fourth. They have scored 12 rushing touchdowns, and they have generated 1,835 yards. So that differential right there tells me that we are once again going to pound this opponent on the ground, and we are probably going to control the time of possession. And thus far, that's been the trend for our team, and that typically points towards a victory. In terms of rushing defense, we're 1-2. So we're the top two rushing defenses. So they may slow our rushing attack down a little bit, but I think we're still gonna do what we've done. But that remains to be seen. And if this Illinois defense does slow down our rushing attack, then that's good in a way if JJ can work his magic and connect on some of those deep balls. So in terms of passing, surprise, surprise, Ohio State is leading the Big Ten in passing offense. I'm not going to go over all the numbers, but Michigan and Illinois are number 9 and number 10. So Illinois has the slight edge on our offense in terms of the passing game. We've scored one more touchdown than them, 16 versus 15, but they've generated 2,186 yards versus our 2,089 yards. And with the deep balls that JJ has missed, that could easily be flipped because that would account for a lot of yardage. And with these 2 games left, he could still connect on some deep balls to Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson and Ronnie Bell. So in terms of passing defense, our teams are 1-2 once again. So Michigan is first in passing defense. Illinois is second in passing defense. So this may be a bit of a defensive struggle, and it could be the Michigan passing game that ultimately tilts this thing, assuming Illinois doesn't upset us. Should I take a look at the defensive stats? Let's see. Sacks against. Michigan is third. Sacks by. Michigan is first. So we are getting back there and pressuring the quarterback. Yeah. And that's been borne out in the statistics throughout the season. And it's our big front seven has wreaked havoc on opposing offenses, especially in the second half. And hopefully that holds up. Hopefully they're able to play a complete game this week and definitely a complete game against the Buckeyes next week. Illinois, this is interesting. Illinois seems to be leading the Big Ten in interceptions. They've got 17 total interceptions. We're number 9. We only have 8 interceptions. The opportunities have been there, but as you all have seen, our defensive backs have dropped a good number of those. And Ohio State is 7th. Okay. Yeah, this screen here always, I should have studied this ahead of time. Sacks by, sacks against. So I think for sacks against, This is saying that Ohio State, they're number one, so they've been sacked the least, and Michigan is third. So in Illinois, they've given up. It looks like they've given up 18 sacks, if I'm reading this correctly. So we should, our defense should be able to get back there and get pressure on their quarterback. In any case, those are the statistics. Both teams are evenly matched, but I think what's going to separate us, it's going to separate our two teams, is our team's biggest strength, and that's the running game. So let's see what happens. Let's see if our offensive line imposes itself on that very stout Illinois defense. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm predicting another Michigan win, just like that article that I just presented. And I'm predicting us to roll into the snake pit next week undefeated. And I think the Ohio State fans are hoping that they'll be undefeated as well. Everybody's excited. Everybody's ecstatic for uh, the matchup this year. But again, our team and their team probably should not overlook this week's opponents. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you worried about Illinois, or do you think this is going to be a cakewalk in preparation for our matchup with the Buckeyes? If you see fit, shout out to Bo Lytle. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, that information is below in the description box. Please hit that subscribe button, especially if you're new. And yeah, I'll wrap this up here. Go blue, beat the Illini. Let's do our part to set up another monster matchup down in Columbus. So with that, everyone stay safe out there. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. And thank you to everyone who continues to support my channel and my content. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.